crazy crab in the house. And today, I'm going to talk about Halloween 2018. I just saw it, just got back from the theater, and I want to talk about this. It's Halloween time, so I'm going to be doing another horror film. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to start with non-spoilers. I'm going to get into spoilers. This is a Halloween movie. I'm a big fan of the franchise. I've seen all the Halloweens, and I love almost all of them. Even parts 5, part 6. People hate part 5. People hate part 6. People don't like part 4. I like all of them, except for Halloween Resurrection. I don't like that one very much. It's pretty stupid. And the Rob Zombie ones, I'm not a huge fan of. I need to watch them again because I've only seen them once. They were just too out there. He puts cussing in his movie, and I cuss myself, so nothing against cussing, but it's like overboard, like fuck, bitch, shit, cunt, hoe. It's like, damn, what the fuck? So other than that, though, they were okay. I need to watch them again for sure. But anyway, let's just talk about this one. This is called Halloween 2018. I think it's just called Halloween, but we're calling it Halloween 2018. And they decided to go ahead and retcon all the other Halloween movies. So this one is going to basically be like a sequel to the original. All the other stuff we can ignore, which I thought was a good idea. Normally I wouldn't be down for that because I like continuity and, sequels. But this one has just gotten so out of control with what's canon and what's not, and everything is just contradicts itself. The whole freaking franchise is wacko. It's out there, and it's just kind of stupid, especially after Resurrection. And then Rob Zombie made a couple. It's like, where are we with this? Let's just forget everything. Let's just make a sequel to the original. So that's what they did. I'm cool with that. But anyway, how did I feel about it? I went in pretty excited because, Jamie Lee Curtis is back. It's a sequel to Halloween. It seems like it should be good, but at the same time, it is 2018. You got to go in prepared for some crap. And I did that. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a return to form. Jamie Lee Curtis is absolutely awesome in this. Michael Myers is absolutely awesome in this. An excellent horror film. I definitely suggest you go check it out if you haven't already. Quick non-spoiler, like I said, love the main actors in it. A couple of the characters I didn't care for. A couple of the characters I really didn't like at all. Some of the humor was a little off-putting, but most of it was actually solid. It was, not that it shouldn't be funny. Halloween is not, a funny movie, but they decided to implement some humor in this, and it was actually pretty good, pretty clever, pretty funny. Not gonna lie about that. The kills are awesome, top notch, and for most of the movie it felt like it was going to be a really good movie, almost a perfect movie. But then there are a couple scenes that are just scratch your head scenes. What the hell is this? What is going on here? I don't even understand. This is stupid. This is just stupid. So yes, no doubt about it. There's just a couple scenes I don't understand how they didn't get left on the cutting floor, but they didn't. They're in the film, they're in the theatrical version. I don't get it, but so it is. So end of my non-spoiler. I'm not going to talk forever. The non-spoiler is really, really, really good. Highly recommended, but far from perfect, unfortunately. There's a couple of things I really have an issue with in the movie. So, that said, I'm going to go into some quick spoilers. Basically, it's been 40 years since the original murders, and now Michael Myers, he's in a insane asylum. There's a couple of journalists who go to talk to him. They want to interview him. He doesn't say anything, of course. And then there's going to be a transfer. They know that he's about to get transferred to, I guess, a different facility where he's going to be locked up forever. And as soon as you hear that, we already know, right? I wonder if the bus is going to crash and Michael Myers will escape. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I'm not saying that's stupid, but it was a bit predictable. But that is definitely something that can happen. If a prisoner is getting transferred to another prison, that's usually the time where something can go wrong and they can escape. And that's what happened here. So he kills a couple people at the crash scene. It's really cool. He gets out. He goes and kills those journalists I talked about. Really awesome kills there. And they happen to have the mask because they took it with them when they went to interview him earlier, because the guy wanted to show it to him. He thought that maybe that would provoke him into talking. They're trying to get him to speak in this movie. That's like part of the thing about the movie, which made me worried that he would actually speak at some point. I didn't really want to hear that, but I felt like that was what it was building towards, but that didn't happen. So I'm happy about that for now. There could be a sequel, but anyway, he kills them, grabs the masks from their car, puts it on. We got Michael Myers back. So now with his mask on, he goes back to Haddonfield, and he's going to basically kill a bunch of people. It's Halloween too. So coincidentally, the bus trip is right before Halloween, but it's got to be Halloween. So, we're gonna give some passes here, and it's Halloween, and he is out there wreaking havoc. Laurie Strode, who of course is Jamie Lee Curtis, she's older now. She has a granddaughter, she has a daughter, and she finds out about this crash. She breaks into her daughter's home. Her daughter's name is Karen. She breaks into the home to show her daughter, hey, you got no security here. What's up with you? But they think she's just wacko. They've been telling her, you need to forget about this Michael Myers thing. She's like, dude, I'm serious. The freaking bus crashed. Okay, he's out there. They're still like, okay, she's Looney Tunes. No one takes her seriously. Well, he makes it to Haddonfield, murders a bunch of people. Now we have to talk about Allison. That's the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. She is kind of the new protagonist. Maybe she's going to be the new protagonist. I mean, Laurie's still kind of the protagonist, but I think that Allison is going to be the next one that we're looking at here. So now they need to take on, she's ready, by the way. She's been prepping. I'm talking about Laurie Strode. Jamie Lee Curtis has been prepping for this moment for 40 years. She's ready for this dude. So she's ready to take him on. And she has a little dungeon that she has prepped, it looks like, for protection, where she can go down there. She got all kind of rifles and stuff. She's ready to rock and roll. And she's actually was training her daughter to be the same way when her daughter was growing up, but their daughter got taken from her because that's an insane way to raise a child. But in her mind, she was doing the right thing because she needs to prepare her to protect herself from the horrors of the world, such as Michael Myers, who is now back and killing everyone. And it's crazy and it's really cool. And he's coming after her. He's coming after Laurie. He's at the house. They're down there in the safe room. Laurie and her daughter, they don't know where her granddaughter is. They don't know where Allison is at the moment. Allison's actually was at a party, at like a dance, and there's some drama there with her and her boyfriend, and some of it's really stupid, honestly. They're trying to call her, but she can't answer her phone because she doesn't have her phone with her. And the reason she doesn't have her phone with her is this very complex argument because she saw her boyfriend kissing another girl, and they had and then he saw that she saw, so he went over there and like, hey, and then he just like, stupid kind of an argument, and he's like being a jerk. He's not very apologetic. And then he takes her phone and throws it in some pudding. And it was really out of place. Why did he just throw the phone in pudding? He took her phone and was like, you like your phone? Check this out. Boom, threw it in the pudding. And that was their justification why she's not answering the phone when they're trying to call her, because it's in some pudding. I don't know about y'all, but my phone dies all the time. I'm always walking around with a dead phone. They could have had her say, oh, my phone's about to die. But no, we had to have the phone in the pudding. The phone in the pudding is the key to the movie. So I thought that was really stupid. But anyway, they can't get a hold of her, obviously, because her phone's in pudding. So she leaves without her phone. Apparently, she leaves it in the pudding. So that's why she can't answer the phone. And Michael eventually finds her, who she's with a friend of hers. He kills him in a kind of weird scene that was kind of funny and kind of cool. And she starts running away. And things are a bit chaotic, and it's kind of cool. Everything is cool right now. I can even forgive the pudding thing. I can forgive the pudding thing. I'm kind of past that now. I'm like, okay, whatever. It was really odd, but whatever. Okay, that's how they wanted to handle that. So the pudding thing is over. I'm cool. But then something else happens, and now we're dealing with the doctor, and I'm not going to go into the details, but there's a new doctor here. It's like the Dr. Loomis. Dr. Loomis was the doctor for years and years and years in the Halloween movies, but now there's a new doctor, and this guy, there's a scene where this guy's trying to kind of keep Michael alive. He doesn't want Michael killed because he likes to study him, so fair enough. But then after they run over Michael, he's in a car with a police officer, granddaughter's in the back, and they run over Michael, understandably so, because he's killing people, so they need to do something. Doctor gets out the car, he goes to check him out, he acts like he's dead, but then he takes out his little pin, which turns into a little knife, and then bam, he kills the cop. The doctor kills the cop. Like, is this supposed to be like, oh my gosh, he was the bad guy all along? No, Michael Myers is the bad guy. Why did he just do that? And then he put on the mask in a bizarre scene, and then he throws the body of Michael Myers in the back with the granddaughter, and they drive off. And then Michael comes, he wakes up, she's screaming back there, it's all weird, and Michael Myers gets out the car and ends up killing the doctor anyway and stomps on his face. That whole scene just threw me out. Everything was clean. Everything was freaking solid. The pudding I can forgive. But this was just bizarre and did not belong, and I don't get it. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought about the whole doctor thing. That was just weird and meaningless, and I just felt stupid. completely unnecessary to go that far and to make him like the evil doctor. He actually kills the cop, and then he runs over him while they're driving off. Boom, boom, runs over the cop. What the heck? Anyways, that was stupid. After that, okay, the doctor's dead, and that whole story, whatever that was, is now over, and now we're back to normal. So it was like they could have just not done that. They could have just they could have had the doctor in the movie and just not done that, and just had Michael Myers kill the doctor, and everything would have been fine. That was just really weird. I felt it was just idiotic, stupid. Really hurt the movie for me. I mean, it didn't ruin it for me, but it definitely kind of hurt the mood a little bit because I was really feeling it. But after that, everything kind of is back to normal. There's a cool moment when the daughter is down in the basement and she's got the rifle, and she's been the one who's been trained and everything, but she's acting like she can't handle it. She's like, I can't do it, Mom. I can't do it. I can't do it. But that was just to lure Michael closer to her. And then when Michael showed up, then she goes, gotcha. Bam. And she shot him. That was pretty cool, even though I wish she didn't even say gotcha. Because I don't like those little moments when the little catchphrases they like to put in horror movies, they're little Arnold Schwarzenegger catchphrases, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's, it's cool because those are cheesy 80s movies, but I'd rather not have those a lot. And then they had another one, they had that back to back. The gotcha wasn't too bad, but you don't need to say that for us to get it. We get it. She was tricking him. Just have her face get serious. Bam. You know what I mean? I think that we don't need her to say gotcha to get it. We understand what just happened. She was fooling him, acting like she couldn't handle it, and then when he showed up, bam. But then right after that, then it shows Jamie Lee Curtis from the shadows behind Michael. She's about to attack him with a knife, and she says, Happy Halloween, Michael, and then goes after him. And I don't know, just call it a pet peeve, but she wouldn't say that. In any real life situation, you don't say that. You go right after the dude and attack him. You don't say a little catchphrase to give them time to turn around and kill you. You don't say catchphrases in real life. So I don't like them in movies. There's even a scene in The Matrix that I remember to this day when the girl kills one of the agents, who the agents are like impossible to kill, right? If you remember, they're so fast, they're so quick, you cannot kill them. Well, she gets a gun right to the agent's head and then takes time out to say, dodge this. Boom. Like, probably I'm the only person in the world that bothered. But I'm like, why would you say dodge this? Because during that time you're saying dodge this, that agent is going to and do something and stop you. So you don't say dodge this, you just pull the freaking trigger. But it's a movie, so they like to put the little stupid little catchphrases in. Whatever. Okay? Gonna have to just deal with those. The first one wasn't that bad when she says gotcha, because it's a very short phrase. Gotcha, bam. Okay, but then Laurie Strode in coming from behind, Happy Halloween, Michael. Before, you know, with her half her shadow on her face. It was supposed to be a callback and it was supposed to be cool. And I know for a lot of people it probably was, so maybe it's okay, but for me it was an annoyance. But after that, we find out that her little basement there, her little hideout, her little dungeon is actually a trap. It's actually supposed to be where they need to get Michael into so they can lock him in there, and that's what they do. Then they turn on a bunch of freaking fires and flames, and poof, the whole thing goes, and the three girls are just looking down at him like a bunch of idiots when they actually would be running the heck out of there. But, you know, for that moment, there was a cool scene when Michael was looking up. He was looking up and flames were engulfing him, and he just stood there and looked up, and you could see his eyes, and that was a really cool moment. But the three girls, the three ladies are just up there looking down, where I guess, you know, it's just found it kind of strange. But they all get away. And it's just kind of a happy ending. I would have thought they would have had one of those girls die. Actually, the husband died. There's a husband who I haven't even mentioned because he's just a stupid nothing character. But there is a husband in here, the husband of the daughter. That husband has a couple of stupid jokes. He's just an idiot. And he gets killed. He actually runs out when their cop car drives. They're supposed to be hiding out in the dungeon, but he decides he's going to go outside in a cop car. And then he starts, hey, any news? Hey. No one says anything from the cop car. He walks right up to it. Hey. People are dying all over the place. This guy's got to be the biggest idiot ever. Nobody's this stupid. But I guess that's horror movies, right? Hey, knocking on the, hey, anyone there? And obviously then Michael Myers comes behind him and kills him. And like nobody sheds a tear over this. The lady, that's her husband. She didn't say anything. Nobody says anything. He's not mentioned for the rest of the movie, so okay. And they drive off into the sunset, or they ride off. A truck just happens to be riding by. They jump in the back of the truck and they drive off. And they ride off, you know, into the sunset. All three are okay. All three of the ladies are fine. Michael Myers presumably burns to death, but he really doesn't, obviously. They're going to make a sequel. He gets out somehow, I'm sure. It's pretty much typical slasher ending. I thought they might do something a little better. So it was a bit underwhelming ending to it, and some stupid jokes. There is a little kid in the movie who is actually really funny. He's a really bright little funny little kid. You'll know who I'm talking about if you see it. And like I said, a couple of unnecessary scenes, a couple of stupid, pointless characters. A couple of them I haven't even mentioned because they're stupid and pointless, but a couple of them I did mention. Jamie Lee Curtis's character, awesome. Michael Myers, awesome. This guy was really cool in this movie. Awesome kills. You know, I mean, knives right through the face. Like, I don't even know how they did that. Was that CGI? How the hell did you do that? Is that girl okay? I'm like legitimately concerned about the actual actress because I just saw a knife go through her face. So really cool freaking movie. Highly recommended. But unfortunately, because of the things I mentioned, I can't give it a 10 out of 10 or anything of that nature. But I am going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 Lucases out of 10. Really cool, really fun ride. Before I go, if you made it this far, I have to say there's this one piece of shit in the audience that was sitting out there that every time there was this, tension was building. You know how horror movies do it, and there's music, and everything's really suspenseful. It's like someone's walking around. You think something might be about to happen. This dude in the audience would keep going, boo, really loud. What is your major malfunction, dude? Is this one of those guys he just thinks the whole world revolves around him? Like he has to be the center of attention because the movie can't be the center of attention. He's got to talk. He needs people to hear him. He's the guy in the elevator on the phone just talking. You see these people talking so everyone can hear, making sure that everyone can hear. I've been in places where I'm in a baseball stadium. On the clear other side of the stadium, I can hear the dude's phone call. This is one of those dudes. And in the movie theater, he could not just shut the heck up. He had to be like, boo, saying, making noises, saying things, calling out. I didn't have anyone next to me opening their cell phones every 10 seconds. So that's good. But then I had this guy instead. And you wonder why I'm a freaking hermit crab. You don't wonder why I don't like people. Why I like to stay home all day. This dude has got major problems, man. If you're one of those people, shame on you, man. Stay the fuck home. Crazy crab out.